So we're kicking off this challenge on top of one of Auckland's most prominent volcanoes, Mount Eden. And so we can officially tick off volcano number 1 of 53. So let's go and bag number 2.
Having lived in Auckland all my life, I've always been fascinated by the volcanoes dotted around our city. And recently I finally ticked off all 53 of them, and it took almost 40 years. But yet I want to conquer them all again, but this time within just 24 hours. So the question has to be asked, has anyone else done this before? Well, after a bit of research, I found that there had been 2 previous challenges. Back in 2016, a guy called Sean Collins ran 200 kilometers conquering all volcanoes in 33 hours. More recently this year, 3 students visited all 51 mainland volcanoes in under 24 hours, but they did miss Rangitoto and Motukorea Browns Island. So, as far as I'm aware, no one has yet conquered all 53 volcanoes in under 24 hours. And so the planning started. We plotted out a route starting on Mount Eden, heading east, then south, then west back into central Auckland, and then over to the North Shore to complete the mission. We worked out how long each volcano would take and travel times between each. We hit up a friend with a boat to take us out to Rangitoto and Motukorea Browns Island. We sent off emails to private landowners, and lastly, we locked in a day. If you're wondering whether we're going to be running this entire mission, the reality is that it's just not physically possible to run to every volcano within 24 hours. But driving the entire way is really no fun either. So we've come up with a good compromise. We'll be using a car to get to each cluster of volcanoes and then running between them. We estimate that we'll be running at least 50 kilometers or more on this mission. Okay, so how are we going to actually conquer these volcanoes? Obviously just rocking up in a car isn't going to cut it. We need some ground rules. First things first, how many volcanoes are we even talking about here? Well, according to the How to Visit Every Volcano in Auckland, there are officially 53 of them. We'll also be using the coordinates from this guide wherever possible. Secondly, how do we actually check off these volcanoes? I mean, what actually counts? Well, we've established these rules. Where there is a cone, it should be climbed to the summit. A photo of each volcano must be taken, and of course we'll have this video. And because I love geology, a short geological overview of each volcano must be provided in the video, including eruption dates and highlighting any special features. And of course, the entire route must be GPS logged. But of course, there will be many challenges along the way. Some volcanoes are on private property, one's literally a sports stadium, and some have been completely quarried away. So, if a volcano is situated on private property, all necessary steps must be taken to obtain permission from the landowner before accessing it. We will be using some alternative access routes, including paper roads where they exist. If the volcano is quarried or is simply just not accessible, we must visit an area well within the boundaries of the former cone's footprint. And so with those rules and definitions established, let's go and start this mission.
Good morning, it's Matt here, and I'm with friend Russell. Say hi, Russell.
Hey.
It's just almost 5:30 in the morning on the 28th of September 2024, and today we're doing something a little bit unusual. We're hoping to become the first to conquer all of Auckland's 53 volcanoes in 24 hours and simultaneously set a new world record for the most number of volcanoes visited, also within a 24-hour time frame. Now, this is going to be a grueling adventure where we're going to be racing against the clock and navigating the full length of the Auckland volcanic field. We're going to be climbing up numerous volcanic cones, traversing through muddy explosion craters, and hopefully even exploring a lava cave. Now, for every volcano that we reach, we'll be raising crucial funds for Trees for Survival, a charity that empowers schools and their communities to plant and grow native trees across New Zealand. And if you'd like to support Trees for Survival, you can do so through our Give a Little page, through the website tinyurl.com/53 volcano challenge, and I will post this in the description below. So we're kicking off this challenge on top of one of Auckland's most prominent volcanoes, Mangawhao Mount Eden. Now this volcano is a wonderful scoria cone volcano. It rises to 196 meters high, and it last erupted approximately 28,000 years ago. So we're now at the summit of Mangawhao Mount Eden, and so we can officially tick off volcano number 1 of 53. So let's go and bag number 2. Okay, so we're just running down Mount Eden now, back to the car, and we're now heading off to volcano number 2, which is Te Po Hawaiki. Alright, well, we have arrived at volcano number 2. This is Te Po Hawaiki, and you may be wondering, well, where is the volcano? What's that behind you? This used to be the site of the volcano. Unfortunately, it has been almost entirely quarried away, and the car park building that you see behind me here was the location of the former cone. Now, this particular volcano last erupted approximately 153,000 years ago. It formed a very small cone that reached just 5 meters high, but the only thing that's really left behind here that remains is a lava flow. So not much to see here, but unfortunately this is going to be the case for some of the volcanoes we visit today. They have been quarried away completely, and all that remains is basically a building on top of them. So that's volcano number 2 done. Let's head off to volcano number 3. That's volcano number 2 done, and we're now off to Mount St. John. Yes, turn right here. Off to Mount St. John, which will be volcano number 3. Okay, volcano number 3, Mount St. John, Te Kopuki. Alright, running up this peak. Well, we've reached the summit of volcano number 3, Mount St. John. This volcano is another scoria cone volcano. It rises 126 meters high, and last erupted approximately 75,000 years ago. Now the crater down here is a bowl-shaped crater, and it has a small water pond at its base. Now, a fun fact about this particular volcano is it is actually the source of the Miola Reef, which extends out into the Waitemata Harbour next to Westmere. We can see behind us the sun is just starting to rise. We've got other volcanoes around us. We're just going to loop round the crater here, head back down, and we'll be off to volcano number 4. Well, that's Te Kopuki, Mount St. John, officially ticked, and now we're off to volcano number 4, which is Mount Hobson or Ohinirau. Alright, we're at Ohinirau, Mount Hobson, and let's run up here. Okay, we have arrived and are now climbing volcano number 4, which is Mount Hobson, Ohinirau. This is another scoria cone volcano. It rises 143 meters high and last erupted approximately 34,000 years ago. This particular volcano has a horseshoe shaped crater, and it also produced some lava flows as well. Okay, volcano number 4, officially done. Mount Hobson, woohoo! Hey, well, volcano number 4 is done, and we're off to volcano number 5 now, which is Little Rangitoto. Now, this is not to be confused with Rangitoto. This is a separate volcano, much smaller one, located in the suburb of Remuera. Rangitoto Reserve. Unfortunately, this one has been quarried away as well. Before it was quarried, there was a cone here that was around 75 meters high, but the site is now occupied by a playground, which Russell's going to make use of. Hey, we don't have time to play around, we've got to get to the next volcano. So the only thing that remains of this volcano is the quarried lava face over there, and there are some lava flows that flow down this way towards Shore Road. So we're gonna head up to, I think this is probably a man-made peak. I don't think this is the original code at all, but we'll still go to the top of it. There we go. We're off to volcano number 6 now. How are we doing, Russell?
Pretty good, yeah.
We're ahead of schedule.
I think we're doing pretty well.
6 volcanoes done. This is a good start.
Yeah, that's right.
So I've put a plan here of all the volcanoes we're going to, the amount of time that I've estimated that we need to spend on each to summit it or officially tick it off, and the driving time as well between each. So this is 5 pages long, there's a lot of them. You'll see there we've done 5, and we're now heading off to Aoraki Basin, volcano number 6. Alright, well, we arrived at volcano, what's this, number 6? Let me just double check that. Yes, volcano number 6. Woohoo! This is Aoraki Basin. This is our first explosion crater. Explosive eruptions are caused when magma rises and interacts with water. It creates a rapid expansion of steam, which then causes the fragmentation of molten rock. We've arrived at Glover Park, and St Heliers here. This is a explosion crater erupted about 50,000 years ago. This volcano has been heavily modified. It's now been converted into playing fields. However, if you do head over to the coast, directly over that way, there are lava flows from this particular volcano. So we're just heading now into the center of the crater to officially tick volcano number 7 off. Here, the mini crater within the large crater. So that was a nice easy volcano for us, all flat. So now we are off to volcano number 8, which is Taylor's Hill or Tauriri. So we're just running up Mount Taylor, Tauriri now. This cone rises 56 meters high, so a nice easy climb. Last erupted approximately 32,000 years ago. Started as an explosive eruption before turning dry and building up the scoria cone that you see here. So this volcano has 2 lava flows, one that heads underneath Glendowie College, which is just behind me, and another one that heads out towards the east and heads under St Andrew's Village. Blocking the path. Ah, look at this. Okay, volcano number 8 officially done. This is Mount Taylor, Tauriri, It has been, unfortunately, there's part of it quarried to make way for the sports fields down there at Sacred Heart College. And as I said, there is a lava flow that heads down this way to St Andrews Village, and another lava flow that heads down towards Glendowie College there. Okay, so we have arrived at volcano number 9, which is Purchase Hill. This particular volcano last erupted approximately ago and built a cone of 50 meters high. Now most of this has been quarried away. In fact, most of it has actually been turned into housing right now. There's just a little bit left of Purchase Hill behind us here. We can't access it, unfortunately, because it is a construction site. There's a fence that's put up here, and shortly, and unfortunately, there will be houses built all around this area. Just heading to volcano number 10,
meters, turn right onto Mountain Road.
Which is Monterey Mount Wellington. This one's going to be a good climb for us. Great views up the top of Mount Wellington. I often run up Mount Wellington multiple times. Sometimes I do it every day. Well, welcome to volcano number 10. Can't believe we've done 10 already. This is going well. And here we are at Monterey Mount Wellington. Let's go. Interesting fact about this volcano is it is actually the second youngest volcano in the Auckland volcanic field after Rangitoto. It erupted approximately 10,000 years ago. Alright, well, we have reached the summit of Mount Wellington. Volcano number 10 officially ticked off. And there's the crater there, the reservoir area, the flat area, and you get a really good view out here of many of Auckland's volcanoes. Okay, we've just arrived at, what is this, volcano number 11. This is Pamir Basin. So Pamir Basin is another explosion crater. It last erupted approximately 25,000 years ago. And as we head down to the crater here, you'll see that there is a surrounding tuffering right around the crater here, and we're not going to go any further because it's a bit boggy here, but interestingly it is a tidal lagoon. It has been breached, but interestingly, in the middle of this crater, buried beneath a whole lot of mud, is a former cone that is hidden here. Well, this is where things get interesting, and this is what's been stressing me out all morning. Now, unfortunately, not all of Auckland's volcanoes are located on the mainland, and there are two, Motukuria Browns Island and Rangitoto, which are out there in the Waitemata Harbour. So we've had to organise a boat to take us out there. Been a bit nervous with the wind. It could undo the entire trip, but this is where things are a little bit out of our control. So fingers crossed everything goes well here. It's going to be about 30 to 40 minutes, we estimate, out to Rangitoto, and then we've got a climb up to the summit. We're going to head down via the lava caves and head back down, and then we're going to be heading off to Motukuria Browns Island, which is about another 15 minutes from there. It's a short climb up to the summit there, and from there it's probably about another 20 to 25 minutes back to the boat ramp. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. We're probably going to get a bit wet. Hopefully we survive this part. It's a huge part of the trip. Without these two volcanoes, we cannot claim the 53 volcano record. So let's go and do it. Well, I mean, we are in the Tamaki estuary here. It is looking calmish, pretty good for now, but once we get out into the open sea, who knows what we're going to find. Anyway, we're 1 minute away. We're going to be meeting a good friend of mine, Pablo. It's going to be our skipper for the day. Here's our trusty boat. This is Pablo, everyone. Meet Pablo. Pablo's a very good friend of mine, and he's going to be the skipper for today. and taking us out to Rangitoto out there.
Come on through. We are going to Rangitoto.
How long do you think it's going to take us to get there?
I don't know, man.
Well, we estimated maybe 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, probably. No, I'd say 20.
20 minutes. Okay. Well, let's see who's going to be right.
Yeah.
Right, life jackets on.
And then Browns Island.
So we're on our way now to volcano number 12, Rangitoto. So we're just pulling into Rangitoto here, and then we think we can run up here in about 20 minutes. I think it usually takes most people about an hour or so, but we don't have time for that. Well, welcome to Rangitoto. This is going to be the biggest climb of the challenge. Rangitoto reaches 259 meters high. So Rangitoto is the youngest volcano in the Auckland volcanic field, and it erupted in two distinctive phases. The first was a wet explosive eruption, and then it turned dry and built up the cone that we are now climbing. So Rangitoto is a shield volcano. The slopes that we are climbing up now are multiple layers of pahoihoi and lava flows. But as we head towards the summit, we will reach the Scoria cone, and the Scoria cone is a hell of a lot steeper. It's going to be the hardest part of our climb. Well, not far to the top. We're going to have a 2-second stop here to look over into Rangitoto's crater. Check it out. Woohoo! Amazing. But we don't have time to stop here because we've got to get to the summit. Probably about another 2 or 3 minutes, I think. Up 15 minutes. We ran up here. Amazing. 15 minutes, awesome time. Well done. Woohoo! Over there is Motukorea Browns Island. That's where we're going to be heading next. There's the CBD over there, the North Shore, and you'll see we have North Head, Mount Victoria, Mount Eden, One Tree Hill, Mount Wellington, and of course Browns Island. Okay, volcano number 12 officially ticked off, and now we're going to head back down and detour slightly. We've built in a little bit of extra time to detour slightly and head through a lava cave. So lava caves are typically formed in pahoihoi lava flows, and as they flow down the flank of the volcano, the outer part of the flow begins to cool and harden, and it almost creates a bit of an insulation layer for the lava inside to continue to flow. And as that lava flows out, it leaves a hollow or a cave, and Rangitoto has some really wonderful lava caves that we're going to be going and exploring. Welcome to the entrance of the lava cave. Gotta be careful, we probably should have helmets on, but really got no time for that. So we're coming up to an exposed section. This is where the ceiling has collapsed and is letting in light, and a tree has established itself in here. And, from our skipper Pablo, that the sea has become quite choppy, so we're going to have to head down pretty quick and make a fast journey over to Browns Island. Okay, well, we're back down. It's definitely a bit choppier up there now. The wind's kicked up a bit. So yeah, we've got to start moving super fast now, get on that boat and off to the next volcano. Right, well, it's definitely a lot choppier now. We're very, very likely going to get wet. Pablo's already putting on his jacket.
Yep.
But hey, it's all part of the adventure. As long as we get there, survive. Oh dear. Yeah, this is not ideal, folks. Oh shit. This is the all things were going like clockwork. There's always going to be some things that go wrong on this trip, and right now we're in the middle of the ocean, heading towards Browns Island, getting soaked, and our outboard motor is playing up. It'd be very, very bad if it cut out completely, so hopefully we'll be okay. Getting absolutely soaked on a Saturday morning. You should be in bed.
I prefer this.
Slowly inching closer. Getting absolutely soaked here. But there is Motokorea Browns Island in front of us. So this volcano erupted when the sea level was a lot lower, approximately 25,000 years ago, and it's one of the best preserved volcanoes in Auckland as well. This is tough work. We're both a bit tired. We need to have a quick stop when we get back to the mainland, get some food into us, a bit of water. Well, we've made it. Volcano number 14, Motokorea Browns Island. Woohoo! Check out the crater. Awesome. Yeah. Well, we're just coming back into Halfway Bay here. Other than a little bit upboard motor problems, this could not have gone better. So, thanks to this man Pablo, we couldn't have done it without you.
I'm just glad we made it, because I was there.
We were a bit touch and go there for a while, but we're back. Awesome. Well, it's just gone 7 past 10. Our schedule had us arriving back here at 9:53, so we are a little bit behind schedule. That headwind was a little bit stronger than expected, so we're just having a very, very quick break, getting some water and food into us, and then we'll be heading off to volcano number 15, Pigeon Mountain. So we've just arrived at Pigeon Mountain here, or Ohuriarangi, and this volcano is another scoria cone. It did start off as an explosive eruption. There is a surrounding tuff ring here, a nice easy climb for us, and it last erupted approximately 24,000 years ago. It's starting to fade soon, but for now, okay. So here is the summit just here. As I said, a nice easy climb up here. And here we are at the top of Pigeon Mountain. Got a straggler here. Okay, so we're just heading off now to Stokes Swamp Crater. This particular volcano, there is really nothing to see. It's all been quarried away, and there is buildings now on the site. So it'll be a very quick visit when we get there. Okay, well this is Stokes Swamp Crater. As you can see, it's a high voltage area. So there's nothing really to see here. This volcano last erupted about 20,000 years ago. It's been completely quarried away. It did have an explosion crater and tuff ring, but there's nothing left of the volcano right now. We've arrived at Greenmount Volcano. As you can see, that is not the volcano in front of me. That is the rehabilitated landfill site. The original cone, which used to rise to 76 meters, is long gone. There is some evidence of a surrounding tuff ring that has survived here. So we've just arrived at Otara Hill Volcano. As you can see, there's nothing here except industrial sites. The cone has been entirely quarried away, so there's really nothing to see here. And this volcano erupted approximately 56,000 years ago. Just walking up to the little church here in Hampton Park, up to the high point. Hampton Park Volcano has been extensively quarried, unfortunately. There used to be a cone, a scoria cone here that reached 50 meters high, and it last erupted approximately 50,000 years ago. This is actually a really nice park to come. I have been here before, but I do want to come back and explore it properly. As you can see, there's nice stone fences here, some sheep. And we're going to walk up to the high point, which is the Garden of Remembrance. We can see some evidence of the old scoria cone there. And this is another volcano done, number 18. So that's Hampton Park Volcano done, number 18. Now we are off to Highbrook Park, volcano number 19. We had it scheduled for 11 AM. It is currently 10:58. So we are making up time, which is great. Well, welcome to Highbrook Park. This is an explosion crater volcano, and it is also one of the oldest volcanoes in the Auckland volcanic field, having erupted approximately 130 years ago. Oh god, we got the magpies coming in. They're not happy. So we're just arriving now at McClellan Hills. McClellan Hills was a small shield volcano, but it has been unfortunately entirely quarried away, and this is all that is basically left of it. So we're here at number 63, and this is the site of the former cone. And unfortunately we don't know when it last erupted, because it, as far as I know, has not been dated. So this is it, unfortunately. No volcano to be seen. Just pulling into Otahuhu, Mount Richmond. So as we walk up Mount Richmond, or Otahuhu, this volcano started as an explosive eruption. There is an explosive crater and surrounding tuff ring, and inside that is a number of different scoria cones that reach up to 48 meters high. This volcano erupted approximately 32,000 years ago. Thought we were at the top, but we've realized our mistake. The summit is actually here. Thankfully there's a trig on this volcano, so we know that this is the true summit here. We made it. And On to the next now. So we've just arrived at Sturgis Park. This is a former explosion crater, but then turned dry. It's built up a scoria cone to 78 meters high. Has been modified heavily. It's been turned into a sports oval now, so it's kind of unrecognizable now as a volcano. So welcome to Timarua Bogist Park. This volcano has quite an interesting story behind it. It was only recently that it was actually identified as a volcano. In 2011 they made the discovery by looking at some of the contour lines and did some testing here and found the presence of tuff. And this volcano has not been dated, but it is believed to be one of the older volcanoes in Auckland, having erupted somewhere between 130 and 200,000 years ago. So today it is now being converted into sports fields. Okay, so that is number 23 ticked off, and now we're heading to something pretty cool. We're now heading to Mount Smart Stadium, and if you're wondering why we're going to a large concert and sports stadium, well, it used to be the site of the former Mount Smart volcano, or Rangitoto volcano. Obviously it's been completely quarried away, so we have been given exclusive access to enter the stadium and hopefully run directly onto the field, into the middle of the field where the original cone once was. Just arrived here at Mount Smart Stadium. It's just gone 12:30 and we are now heading over to the management office to meet a bloke called Todd, who is going to let us into the stadium. Alright, how cool is this? So we're just in Mount Smart Stadium now. This used to be a scoria cone volcano. It last erupted approximately 20,000 years ago. The 87 meter high scoria cone has been quarried, and this big stadium here has been built right on top of it. Awesome. Now, what seat do we want to sit in? I think I'll choose 25 here. Last time I was at this stadium, U2 was playing. Awesome concert. What an amazing view. The Mount Smart volcano. We're probably up the same height as what the original cone was before it was quarried away entirely. Alright, well, we're refueled after a nice lunch. It's cool to get into Mount Smart Stadium, and now we're straight back into it and heading to Mount Mangere. Hello doggo, just walking up Mount Mangere now. This is volcano number 25. So Mount Mangere is a really special volcano. It's exceptionally well preserved. It reaches 106 meters high, and I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see a really unusual and unique feature of Mount Mangere is the lava dome. And Mount Mangere volcano last erupted approximately 75,000 years ago. Not far to go now. There's an awesome view of the lava dome there, and we're almost up at the tree here. Okay, well, we've reached 106 meters at the top here of Mount Mangere. We've just arrived at Mangere Lagoon, and in the middle of Mangere Lagoon is a small cone island, which we're going to go to. What this means though is that we are going to get very, very muddy because it is a breached tidal lagoon area. So we're going to change shoes, put on some old shoes, and hopefully we won't be up to our waist in mud. So this particular volcano is an explosion crater. The island in the middle there is scoria based, and it last erupted approximately 60,000 years ago. The lagoon here is about 650 meters in diameter, and right here is Auckland's brand new central interceptor, which is being constructed now. It's a bit pongy around here, but this is where all of the wastewater for Auckland ends up. Alright, well, we got to walk across this horrible lagoon now. Hopefully it'll be alright. It looks okay from here, but you never know. And we'll head down there maybe. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Not ideal. Huh? Oh, it would be nice to. I mean, we don't have to technically, but I wouldn't mind trying to get there. Yeah, this is not ideal. Hopefully we don't have to abandon this part. It is not an official requirement to attend this volcano, but oh dear, it's just getting deeper and deeper, unfortunately. I think this is just not going to happen, unfortunately, folks. I'm sinking deeper and deeper, so I think we're going to have to abandon this island in the middle. But anyway, we still got to the volcano. Russell, that was a bit of a disaster, eh?
Oh, no.
Oh, we tried.
What's that disaster?
We will get to that square island one day. I think if we had a bit more time and maybe we bought gumboots or something, it might be a bit better, but not today. Right, well, I got the clean shoes on, got a bit of mud on me, that's okay. We're now off to volcano number 27, which is Pukitutu. Okay, well, we have hit a major milestone in this challenge. It has just gone 1:46 p.m. and we are now officially halfway through the challenge. Number 27 is Pukitutu, which we're just arriving at shortly, but this officially marks the halfway point. How are you feeling, Russell?
Pretty good, pretty good.
You think we're going to get there?
I'm pretty confident, yeah.
So Pukitutu last erupted approximately 32,000 years ago, and as I said, we can't get to the cone, but we're going to find a really good vantage point of it to show you it. Unfortunately, we don't have access or permission to go up there, so we've just found a nice vantage point here to show you, and we're going to move on. Okay, so next up we have volcano number 28, which is called Mount Gabriel. Now this one is an interesting one because it's actually home to the Villa Maria Estate, a winery here in New Zealand. Unfortunately, the Villa Maria Estate is closed for a private event. They put the sign out there, so we're going to head around the corner and see if we can get a view of the volcano from the road. So there is a road down there on Google Maps, so we're just going to see if we can access it through there. So we seem to be able to access it from this end, which is good. We've just arrived at Mount Gabriel volcano. We're pretty close to where the original cone once was. There's not really anything left of the volcano now. It was completely quarried away back in the 1950s. We've just arrived at Otuatawa. The volcano there, according to the sign, is 15 minutes, but we'll get there in probably 5 minutes. Alright, let's run this. So this is the Otuatawa volcano. It looks like a crater, but there used to be a cone here. It has been extensively quarried, unfortunately, and it last erupted approximately 20,000 years ago. So for our next volcano, it's called Pukeiti, and it is the smallest volcano in Auckland. The crater measures less than 30 meters wide, but considering its small size, it did produce quite significant lava flows. So It's just located within the same area, so we're not going to drive there, we're just going to walk. Well, welcome to Auckland's smallest volcano. This is volcano number 30, and also approximate last eruption around 20,000 years ago. Run!
Got no energy.
Oh no.
I'm tired.
Oh shit. So our next volcano is Ellets Mountain, and this one is particularly difficult to access because it is a working quarry site. We did try to get access, but unfortunately we couldn't make it happen. So there's no real way, unfortunately, to get close to it. So we're just going to drive down the road and get as close as we can, and hopefully we'll get a view of what is left of it. Most of the original cone has been quarried away and is still being quarried away to this day. So this is the access road to Ellets Mountain, and unfortunately it's all private land, padlocked. So this is as far as we can go, and it's somewhere down the end of the road there. Not really much to show you. This is Pukaki Lagoon. It is an explosion crater. It last erupted approximately 30,000 years ago. It is surrounded by a tuff ring that is about 600 meters wide. This part that we're walking on now is on public land. So this particular crater was originally breached by the tide, but it has been subsequently reclaimed, and now it's used for livestock. So that's Pukaki Lagoon done. That was volcano number 32, and now we're off to Crater Hill, volcano number 33. Again, unfortunately, Crater Hill is on private land. We weren't able to gain access, but we will go to a sort of vantage point around the tuff ring of the explosion crater. Both of us are starting to feel it now. We are fading. So we're here at Crater Hill, which is volcano number 33, and this is another explosion crater. Unfortunately it is on private land, but we'll walk along here a little bit further and at least give you a view of it. Unfortunately this is as good as we can show you. It is a shame because it's just literally over there. So this is Kohuora crater. It is an explosion crater, and we're just walking up to the high point, and this volcano last erupted approximately 34,000 years ago.
So we are almost at 10 hours exactly. We started at 5:30 and now it is 3:30 in the afternoon, and we've done 30 volcanoes.
34.
34 volcanoes.
Great, 19 to go.
Yeah, woohoo.
So we've arrived at Cemetery Crater Volcano, and this volcano has a really interesting history. It actually lost its volcano status back in 1968. However, in 2011, a depression and surrounding rim were clearly visible on detailed contour mapping. So it regained its status as a volcano. So there's not much to see here. It's been extensively quarried away, and we now have a nice playground. As close as we can get to Ash Hill, it's basically just down there where those trucks are. And as I said, there's nothing really to see this one. It's been quarried away completely, and it last erupted approximately 32,000 years ago. We're at Wiri Volcano now. There used to be quite a large scoria cone at this volcano, but it has been mostly quarried away. The really unique thing about this volcano is it is home to the Wiri lava tube, and this is the longest known lava tube in the country. But unfortunately we cannot get access to it. It is not open to the public. But we'll take you to the entrance and you can have a little look down the ladder that takes you down into the underworld. This is the entrance to the lava tube. You can't get in there unfortunately, but I'll show you. You have a look down there, you can just see the ladder heading down into the cave there. Okay, that's Wiri done. now we're off to number 38, which is McLaughlin's Mountain, and you can just see it over there in the distance. So welcome to McLaughlin's Mountain. This volcano is a highly modified scoria cone, and it is the most southerly volcano in the Auckland volcanic field. Now this scoria cone rises to 73 meters high, and this volcano last erupted approximately 50,000 years ago. So we've had to slow down the pace slightly because we're fading pretty quickly. It's not that high, this one, so we'll just go nice and slow and steady and get to the top. Made it. Someone's put a flag on top of the tree. Get a really good view up here. Okay, where are we? Puhanui is where we're off to now. Volcano number 39. We are getting through these pretty quick. This one should be a quick one. We're going to go to the main Ma crater, which is quite close to where the car park is. Here we are at Puhanui Volcano. So the Puhanui volcano is made up of 3 Ma craters, and they are encircled with tough cones, and this is the most obvious one. This is the Puhanui Pond crater, and interestingly this only became a volcano officially in 2011, and they were able to use the detailed contours on the Auckland Council maps to actually identify that this is a volcano. An update, we have now completed Puhanui crater, so that means that all of the South Auckland volcanoes have been all ticked off. Sweet. So we are now heading north to Gloucester Park. It's a nice easy one, but then we have an awful number of volcanoes to do. One Tree Hill, Three Kings, Mount Roskill, Mount Albert, all significant climbs, and we are tired, bloody tired. So
we're rooted.
So this is Gloucester Park volcano here. Interesting, this is an explosion crater that has been cut in half by the motorway. So we just came through right through the middle of it. I think a lot of people cruise down the motorway and they don't have a clue that they're actually driving straight over an explosion crater. So we're just going to head to the other side now and tick this one off quickly. Alright, well we've now arrived at the other side of Gloucester Park. This is an explosion crater. It has not been dated as far as I know, so we can't tell you when it last erupted. But that's all there really is to see here. A couple of people playing golf over there. So we've just arrived at Mangakiiki, One Tree Hill, and we're now climbing up to the summit. This particular volcano is the second largest volcano in Auckland. It also has 3 separate craters, and last erupted approximately 68,000 years ago. And if you're wondering why this is called One Tree Hill, well, there used to be a single large pine tree at the summit, but it was cut down a few years ago. It's really busy here, a lot of people. So this is one of Mangakiiki's 3 distinctive craters, and people always write stuff down there with the basalt rock. So not far to go now, almost at the top. How many Ks have we done now, Russell?
Well, approximately we have done 40.5 kilometres.
40.5 kilometres of running, climbing, walking, sliding, craziness. And we've still got 13 more volcanoes to go. Been going for 12 hours now. Top of Mangakiiki, One Tree Hill. Fantastic. This is volcano number 41.
Yahoo! 41.
Okay, well, I'll give you an update on the time. It's 5:37 p.m. and we are at Te Tatua Rio Kia Uta, Big King, or as it's known as Three Kings Volcano. Now, the reason why it's called Big King is because there used to be a number of scoria cones on this volcano, but almost all of them have been quarried away, and the only one that is left, well, the single one that is left is now known as Big King. It last erupted approximately 28,500 years ago, and at the summit is a water reservoir. So we're going to climb up here. It's not too much of a climb, but we are bloody tired, so we're just going to take this one nice and gentle. Looking like death. This is what no sleep plus a crazy challenge does to you. Have arrived on top of Big King Volcano, or Three Kings Volcano. So check out the view here. We can see some of the cones that we've been up today. We can see Mount Eden there, Rangitoto, Mount St. John over there, and as we turn around here, we are now heading out that way, out west, where we're going to be doing Mount Roskill and Mount Albert.
Which is there.
Yeah. Okay, well here is Mount Roskill, Puki Tapapa volcano, and this is volcano number 43. We got a really wonderful sunset as we climb up to the top of Mount Roskill here. Now, Mount Roskill is a scoria cone volcano. It reaches 110 meters high and last erupted approximately 20,000 years ago. And here is the summit of Mount Roskill. Check out that sunset. So starting to get a wee bit dark, but we have arrived at the car park of Owairaka, which of course is Mount Albert volcano. Now, Mount Albert volcano reaches 135 meters high. It is a scoria cone volcano. Like many of Auckland's volcanoes, it started off as a wet explosive eruption and then changed its eruption type to dry and built up the scoria cone that we're now climbing up. And Mount Albert last erupted approximately 120,000 years ago. So we made it to the top of Mount Albert. Here's a nice trig. Sun's gone down now. It's got pretty chilly all of a sudden. We're now heading into the CBD of Auckland and off to Grafton Volcano. We've, as you probably noticed, we've slowed down quite a bit. We ran most of the volcanoes up this morning. We put in a really good effort. We were motoring, but after too many of them, we just started feeling too tired. So we're just casually walking up the volcanoes now. There's no rush. We only have about 9 more to do, and we've got about 5.5 hours before we hit midnight, so I think we'll get there comfortably. Who knows? There could be a shitfest coming. Okay, this is Uthwaite Park, home of Grafton Volcano, and interesting story here. It was believed that this was just part of the Auckland Domain volcano across the street there, but in 2011 it was granted its own volcano status. And this volcano last erupted approximately 50,000 years ago. Nice garden here. With this one, we have 2 volcanoes side by side, so we're just heading over to the Auckland Domain volcano. This particular volcano is an explosion crater, and the crater, which I'll show you shortly, used to be a lava lake, which is neat. And this volcano erupted approximately 100,000 years ago. At Auckland Domain, and we'll just walk over
to the rim of the crater and show you the lava lake. So there's the crater, former lava lake over there. About a year and a bit ago we had a huge amount of rain here and it turned this whole crater into a large lake, but it's dry now. And there's the museum over there in the distance. So we're now heading into the heart of Auckland's central business district to tick off Albert Park volcano. We've arrived at Albert Park volcano. It's a really, really beautiful park in the middle of Auckland. There's the Sky Tower there, and there's not much left of the volcano at all. It's been quarried away. There was only a small scoria cone here present, and it last erupted 175,000 years ago. So we put the lights on in the car. You can't really see much here, unfortunately, but this is only Poto. This is an explosion crater, and this is, I think, the oldest volcano in the Auckland volcanic field. Not really much to see here, unfortunately, because it's all dark, but there is a lake there, and you can see the surrounding tuff ring around the volcano. Now the gates are going to be closed at any minute, so we're going to get out of here. We'll just take a quick selfie and get out of here. A very good way, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to just cut out the commentary and just get these volcanoes done. So tank farm, you can't really see much of it, but it is a explosion crater. Alright, well this is the fourth to last volcano. This is Lake Papuki. It's an explosion crater. 3 more to go, so let's head off. Okay, well we've made it to Mount Victoria. We have reached Mount Cambria volcano. This one has been quarried extensively, not much left here. Well, not feeling the best, but this is the last volcano on the challenge. We have made it to Mangaika, or North Head volcano. This is volcano number 53 of 53. This has been a huge adventure. A big thank you to Russell for all his driving. A big thank you to Pablo as well for the boat this morning. We have become the first people to conquer all of Auckland's 53 volcanoes in well under 24 hours actually. We'll look at the GPS when we get home and I get some sleep, and we'll work out exactly how long it's taken, how long we've travelled, and we'll share all the stats in the video.
Well, hi everyone. It's been a few days since we completed this challenge, and as you see in the video, it got pretty tough at the end. I started feeling quite dizzy, but still pushed through and completed the challenge. We've become the first people to conquer all of Auckland's 53 volcanoes in under 24 hours. In fact, we did it in just 15 hours and 15 minutes. We travelled a total distance of 247 kilometres with a total ascent of 3,157 metres. We'll also be submitting this challenge to Guinness World Records for the most number of volcanoes visited in a 24-hour period. Here's the map of our challenge, including all 53 volcanoes. And lastly, I'd like to thank the many people involved in making this challenge possible.